to get into?
The red. What's up, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. 2 cameras.
One idiot.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. 2, sometimes 3 idiots, 1 camera, and a review. I am Wilson. Sitting next to me is my co-worker and friend,
Mr. Berg. We're reviewing Best Buy exclusive for some reason, Star Wars Black Series, Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, whose name I already forgot. It's like Piz Vizsla or Vizsla Piz or...
Don't know, I haven't seen any of the episodes of the show. But I must say that the toys have looked pretty fucking cool. I will be watching it eventually. But I'm still not getting a Disney Plus.
Alright.
I refuse to. Fuck you, Mickey.
This is a new toy. You bought it purely on the fact that he looked cool.
Yeah. As I did with the actual Mandalorian star figure. Yeah,
Mando is the kids call him.
So if we take a look at him, I know you probably have more Black Series figures than I do.
I do for sure.
The ones that I do have, I do enjoy, although a lot of them are like Imperial Guards. I have like a variety of Imperial Guards. So
Stormtroopers.
And Stormtroopers. So I don't have a lot of like original characters. This is another case of, oh fuck,
cool,
it's a
cool toy.
It's a cool looking toy. Oh fuck, it's also an exclusive, and let's just order it online.
Best Buy exclusives seem to be really fucking easy to get.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm 2 for 2.
Let's just go ahead and start with the paint and the sculpt. So he's
got 100% new sculpt of a Mandalorian style heavy trooper gunner infantry guy, as you would expect. Looks quite like Jango Fett, Boba Fett, and all those guys.
He's thicker to me though.
He is much thick? No, he is heavy for a reason.
This back here is soft plastic.
Yep.
In terms of paint, well, I want to hear your thoughts on what's painted and everything first, and then how you feel about some of the stuff.
Well, I have some conflicting feelings on the paint. For the most part, it's really screen accurate. The character shows up in the episode. He's in a dark room. It's lit by firelight. And then when he's outside, it's in a big battle, and he's murdering guys. So you're not like, does this look perfect?
Right.
So I'm sure it's as close as you can get. That's not a Hot Toys. So the sculpt is, I would say, perfect. The paint is really good. He's dirty and worn, and they're shown to live in the underground.
Okay.
So they're not the cleanest as they probably want to be.
Sure. So
he's got a very dark, muted tones, which fits exactly how he should look. His shin guard is weathered really nicely. Looks very dirty, like you'd find on a dust-covered, shitty Star Wars planet.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. And he's got all kinds of little details all over, a little battle damage, and some of his little whatever Star Wars stuff is picked out. But he does have excessive amounts of battle damage.
Mm-hmm.
And your copy looks just as, I don't want to say goofy.
What's interesting about this is I've just recently been teaching myself to do battle damage on like Gundams and stuff, right? Uh-huh. And what this looks like to me is someone took either just the brush or even like a silver paint marker and just made marks. Like they didn't actually paint it. Like up here on the top of his head, just to me just looks like dots. It doesn't look like much effort went into it, you know? The best looking battle damage is around the eyes and like maybe one thing on his shoulder.
Yeah.
But like that just looks like a streak of paint. That's not like, to me that's not like detailed. Doesn't look natural.
It does not look natural, but when you look at some of the pictures of battle damaged Mandalorians, it looks pretty typical for their type of metal. I could be wrong. Hopefully the two guys who should be watching this video will point out all our flaws.
Sure.
Well, actually, that came from episode 37 of the Clone Wars, and when the Mandalorian High Guard sent down. It does literally look like someone just took some silver paint and like, oh, here's a spot here.
Yeah.
But it is, in my memory, pretty much consistent. Like if you look at the Mandalorian, he's got a little bandle damage on the regular Mandalorian figure. He's got some of the same type of just random silver dots. It's a little bit
his
better.
Is done better, tons better. Like his looks natural to me.
Yes.
Like I didn't even really take a second look at this guy. Right. But when I held this guy, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like that really stands out. Now, I don't know if maybe it's just the silver.
He hasn't gotten his full silver upgrade yet.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Okay. But I thought maybe it's the silver contrasting with the dark blue, but no, it looks like
it could have been done better. The other thing that I want to point out about the paint, yours looks exactly like mine, but I've seen online there are apparently variants of the end of the muzzle paint. Okay. So I don't know which one came first or why, but you got yours a week or two after I got mine, and it's the same exact paint job. So I don't know where people are coming up with that.
Well, what's the other one supposed to look like?
It's like a dirtier. It's not bright silver. It's a dirtier paint job, I believe.
Oh, does it have a blue tip still?
I don't believe so. So this is my biggest gripe: is I don't like how that looks.
This looks like kind of real and natural. Then up here you get into kind of cheapo toy territory.
So
I do really like his Predator, wristband gauntlet thing. That's weathered real nicely.
And the buttons, some of the buttons are nicely picked out.
Like, I don't know how they did that. And I do like sculpt-wise, if we're talking about battle damage, they do put in dents and scratches on him that, those look good because they don't have to all be silver.
Right. And I do want to point out that they went ahead and they painted the little buttons on his belt, which most Star Wars black guys would not get that. He has a standard Star Wars black articulation for humanoid figures. He's got a ball jointed head that gives you all kinds of nice room. Arms go 360, a little limited due to his shoulder pads, but hindered. Bicep swivel, single joint elbows. He has up and down wrists, swivel wrists on this side. This one goes side to side. They're different. Someone really enjoys the fact that they're different.
Yeah, I just learned that not too long ago.
Torso joint, ball jointed hips, swivel thighs, double jointed knees, which actually for a big guy, usually big guys don't get that range, but he does. He's got the cool ankle joint. Doesn't have Wilson's favorite new joint, but he's got a big thick ankle, so you can still pose him around, but he's got my new favorite Star Wars black articulation. The butterfly joints on his
I was wondering.
Shoulders.
Yeah, that seemed odd to me.
So he's got it doesn't work as much on him because he's such a thick figure, but he does have that joint on both sides. So you got even a little more movement in his shoulders, which is really nice, especially when you're trying to pose a guy this big to hold his mega rifle murder machine. He's got all the articulation points you would want on a Star Wars black guy. He can do every pose he does in the show. Can he do kung fu fight stuff? No, but then you don't see him do kung fu fight stuff. So if you want to get him in a cool pose, you can get him in a cool pose. So he can hold his giant murder machine gun. This handle up here is articulated. It does a 360 swivel. So you can have him hold it in all different kinds of poses. The ammo belt is flexible enough that you can move the gun enough to put it where you want it to. I'm very happy with it. That and his rocket pack comes off, which also hooks into his flamethrower, which is a really cool little thing that I really appreciated. That I noticed on the toy, that of course his rocket fuel is part of his flamethrower.
Sure.
That's like...
It's
where does Boba Fett get his from?
Yeah.
It's not plugged in.
Yeah. It's all fucking magic. But and you know what I do like about this too is this is definitely a sturdy kind of plastic. At first when I saw it, I was like, that's gonna break like the fucking Predator, like they have those tubes. But this actually, it can still move, but it's a nice thick thing, and don't think I'm that worried about it anymore.
I'm still slightly worried about it,
Really?
just because it's sculpted and designed in one pose.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you keep moving it, it's eventually gonna get some stress marks in spots. I haven't noticed any on mine. I've been playing with these guys probably a little too much. They seem to want to come out and watch the show when the show's on. So
of course.
you know, they enjoy watching themselves on TV.
What's funky, a little funky to me, is it can kind of be difficult to figure out how he's supposed to hold it if you haven't seen it before, because there's all kinds of nice details, like handle wise. Like what's really cool is this is the bolt that you pull back to reload the gun and everything.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but that looks like something that, could he hold it with that?
If
Maybe.
you're not familiar with Star Wars weaponry, it looks like it has 3 handles.
Yeah, and his trigger finger is on this
right.
hand, but this is where the trigger is. So that's kind of what threw me. Yeah. But it's painted nicely from here to there. And his
we should point out, his backpack is, multiple silvers and grays, and even a little, I don't know, is that maroon or brown?
Yeah, that's a brown.
It's an archetypal design of a big, heavy guy holding a giant gun, roadblock.
But it's a Star Wars.
But it's a Star Wars version.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett guy.
Yeah. That's what sold me on it. That's the only reason I was like, I don't, even if the show sucks, I see that and I'm like, done.
I will point out, and if you've seen any reviews or seen any pictures, if you have any Marvel Legends Iron Man figure with repulsor blasts, they fit in here loosely.
Really?
But they fit perfectly in his jetpack. So if you have some loose or extra, because every Iron Man comes with 2.
I wonder if the Transformer blast effects would fit.
They might.
I wonder if they would fit in there.
But so you can put
awesome,
have his jetpack going off if you have an Iron Man or any of the guys who have repulsor blast War Machine.
Yeah, and put them on a stand.
And
that's cool.
They fit really nice in his backpack.
That is awesome. And size comparison, we have him next to his co-star, Mandalorian. Did they ever name him? I don't know.
They call him Mando.
Mando?
He's called Mando for short, but he's the main character. This is a
Purge Trooper.
From the GameStop.
He is a GameStop exclusive, and then this is a new McFarlane Fortnite. His name is Night Hare. I don't know. He's a creepy looking rabbit. He's pretty fucking cool. But you can see he's huge compared to these guys.
So these two, the 2 outside Star Wars guys are normal Star Wars action figure size. You can clearly see how much bigger the Mandalorian heavy infantry trooper is.
Mm-hmm.
He is a big, bulky Iron Man, Boba Fett, murder death guy.
Man, like sitting him, I knew he was thicker and bigger, but standing him next to this guy makes him look even bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
All right, down to the bottom line. I'm giving him a 3. I was going to go 3.5, but just as a guy that's not really, doesn't notice a lot of, let's say, paint flaws or paint things, and like the minor things don't bother me. The fact that every time I look at him, I kind of obsess over the silver paint is kind of just annoying, because it just looks so like just not done with care. As this line of toys can show, they've done some great detail and paint work on some guys, but that silver stuff just falls short. It's like they gave up at that point. They did amazing weathering on the boots and then just took a Sharpie marker. And so that's my main big complaint with him. He is also, because he's so bulky, a little limited in the articulation, and sometimes getting him in the pose that I at least personally have problems with. That said, he's still an amazing, awesome toy and extremely fun to just sit and mess around with and play with or do whatever, pose, whatever. And the fact that you told me those repulsor effects fit in his jetpack, I cannot wait to try that. and find if a Transformer one would fit in the flamethrower nozzle. I have a feeling Jetfires may. Oh, I even have the Mega Man ones and stuff. Oh man, so many possibilities. Maybe she should be 3.5. I don't know. He's in there depending on the day, you know. But yeah, I like him. He's highly. I do recommend him. Even though he's a fucking exclusive, he's a very easy to get exclusive. I'm very happy with him.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 4 hammers. The paint doesn't bother me because I can come up. I have an in-universe explanation for why it looks the way it does, or at least in my head, in-universe explanation. If anyone wants to ask me in the comments, I'll tell you what that is. I love him. It's literally, here's the best character, Boba Fett. You know, one of the best characters, right. Designs. Used to be the cool guy, now everyone's like, oh yeah. But we all loved him. Everyone's lying who said they don't like him.
Yeah.
We all loved him. He was the best. We had no idea why. And here's a big, heavy, badass Rambo version of him. The only thing that I would want is he has a vibro knife in the episode. I wouldn't mind if he came with that. It evokes everything I want. It's like it's Boba Fett. It's G.I. Joe, giant roadblock guy. It's yeah. When
I looked at him, when I first saw him, I instantly knew that you were probably going to get him because I'm like, that's a Viking.
Oh my
Star
God.
Wars.
He's there. Yes.
Like that's futuristic Vikings.
Like. Yeah, just
if the only way you would love him more is if he had an actual axe.
Probably, if they should have vibro axes.
Yeah.
That General Grievous's guards use. And yeah, I'll admit it. I bought every Mandalorian toy. I'm tempted by a Jawa just to have a Jawa because it says.
I thought you did get a Jawa.
I did not get the Jawa.
Oh, I swear you told me
because
you did.
He's got soft goods.
Yeah, he's got a horrible fucking thing. Yeah.
But. Spoilers, so many of them die in horrible, awful ways. I kind of just want to have a dead Jawa corpse.
You're just gonna dip them in red and pull them apart.
Just lay them next to their feet. Yeah, no, I love these toys. They're some of the most unique Star Wars characters while still looking super Star Wars. And yeah, they totally speak to the inner Viking in me. I love them. I will take all the Mandalorians they show on the show. Let's go. I might even buy a Baby Yoda when he comes.
Oh, of course they're doing a Baby Yoda.
But I'm probably the only guy who watches that show who wishes Baby Yoda would just get the fuck out of it. Like,
I'm sure.
He's my least favorite part of the show.
He's great.
If they still have him, go to Best Buy.
For sure.
Get him.
And you said there's
IG-11.
I may have to do that myself. I know it's the most fun I've had with Star Wars figures in a while. So
since the last one you bought 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't buy them much, and yeah, they've released some really cool ones lately. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Let us know what we're doing right. Definitely let us know what we're doing wrong.
Ask me my in-universe explanation.
All the social media stuff is in the show notes. Thank you for watching, and until next time.
We're going to say thank you a 7th time.